Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we're bringing you an explainer on a topic that honestly touches almost every single aspect of our daily productivity. We are talking about escaping the trap of analysis paralysis and literally turning action into an absolute habit. We're going to be looking at this fascinating framework from our source material that's designed to help us stop overthinking and actually, finally, start acting. Do I feel like doing this? I want you to just think about how many times a day that exact thought crosses your mind. It seems harmless, right? But the text we're unpacking today reveals that this question is actually a massive motivation trap. It's literally the exact point where our productivity just halts. Because the second we ask ourselves if we feel like doing something, we instantly open the door to hesitation. And this single question triggers what we can really call the epidemic of overthinking. I mean, we've all been there. You have a task sitting right in front of you, but instead of just starting, you sit there waiting for the productivity fairy to arrive. You wait to feel ready. And relying heavily on fleeting motivation to get things done is a super relatable human experience. But man, it is an incredibly painful one. Motivation is just so fickle. If your action depends entirely on how you feel in any given moment, you're ultimately just leaving your progress completely up to chance. Notice the stark contrast here. On one side, we've got the overthinker. This represents that flawed habit of waiting for motivation to strike before actually making a move. But on the other side, we have the autopilot actor. And this approach relies entirely on systems, not feelings. The autopilot actor doesn't wake up and gauge their emotional readiness. They simply execute the routine. They operate almost like a well-programmed machine. And when it comes to getting things done, relying on a preset system is infinitely superior to relying on an unpredictable emotion. And this brilliantly illustrates a core issue. Constantly checking our feelings before acting is effectively a glitch in our human machinery. Think about it. When we ask our emotional brain about a really hard task, its answer is almost always going to be, let's just take a nap instead. This mental bug requires entirely new code. We desperately need a way to patch this vulnerability so we don't just get stuck in this endless loop of analysis and delay. So that brings us to the precise solution outlined in our source text. It's the concept of an implementation intention. Let's define this clearly. An implementation intention is a mechanical system designed to completely remove the need for motivation, effectively turning action into an autopilot habit. Think of it as a super strict if-then rule, like if it is 8 a.m., then I open my laptop. By deciding exactly how you'll act beforehand, you bypass the emotional brain entirely. You don't give yourself the space to debate. You just follow the intention you've already implemented. And the primary goal here, as the text heavily emphasizes, is to entirely remove the question, do I feel like doing this? I really want you to focus on this critical step because it is absolutely necessary to delete this specific phrase from our internal monologue. When the time comes to act, honestly, your feelings are irrelevant. The system you've built just takes over. If you can catch yourself asking that toxic question and immediately shut it down, well, you win half the battle right there. So the crucial point is how we actually put this into practice in real life. Let's break down this implementation intention system into 3 concrete actionable steps. Step 1. Stop overthinking. You've got to recognize when you're spiraling into analysis paralysis and just hit the brakes. Step 2. Remove the motivation question. Stop consulting your emotions about tasks that simply need to get done. And finally, step 3. Turn action into a habit. By repeatedly executing without hesitation, the action itself literally becomes your new automatic default. Let's anchor these ideas with our core takeaways for today's explainer. The mission is super simple. Stop overthinking, start acting. It sounds basic, I know, but it requires a deliberate choice to bypass temporary feelings. Motivation, it comes and goes. But a well-designed system, that remains. By sticking to your intention, you achieve the ultimate goal here, which is frictionless execution. No agonizing, just doing. Just imagine the incredible relief of that. Achieving action on autopilot means no longer wrestling with yourself every single morning or right before every big project. It is a smooth, streamlined experience. You just let the system dictate your actions, completely freeing up all that wasted mental energy you used to spend bargaining with yourself. You finally transition from someone who merely hopes to get things done to someone who simply acts as a matter of habit. Which brings us to the end of our explainer. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one question. What will you put on autopilot today? Seriously, what is that one task you constantly overthink where you can apply this implementation intention framework right now? Take the emotions out of it, completely delete the need for motivation, and just let this system run. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I challenge you, start building your autopilot today.